With every breath I choose to believe, the greatest gift is what I've received. Loving myself, His love shines through, and in that truth all things are made new.
Back in the day when I was 17, had big dreams, met a vision so clean, wanna rise to the top, be on the big screen. Success on my mind, pockets full of green. I was hustling, grinding, no sleep at night, chasing down goals like they owed me a fight. Told myself I'll make it, I'ma take flight. Now I'm looking back, man, the future's so bright. They said I couldn't do it, but I kept it strong. I put in that work, now I prove them wrong. From the bottom to the top, where I belong. Now I'm paid, living out my theme song. Back in the day when I was 17, I had big dreams, I was chasing that cream. I wanted to be successful and paid. Now I'm on top, look at what I made. Faith in my grind, fear in the rear. Now I shine bright, ain't no doubt or fear. Back in the day when I was 17, now I'm living that dream, know what I mean? Every step I took was a move for the better. I kept my focus sharp, like a go-getter, dodging all the hate, like I wear a sweater. Now I'm busting up, counting up the cheddar. From them late nights praying for a chance, to rocky stages got him up in the trance. Now success is the anthem, I'm doing the dance. Back then it was a dream, now it's circumstance. I ain't forget where I came from, nah, but now I'm riding clean in that big black car. 17-year-old me knew I'd go far. Now I'm shining like the brightest star. Back in the day when I was 17, I had big dreams, I was chasing that cream. I wanted to be successful and paid. Now I'm
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? I pray that you are having a fantastic evening. And I want to thank all of you who are participating in the Leaders Live Generously Summit, the virtual summit, February 16th, 17th, and 18th. I'm sorry, February 17th, 18th, and 19th of 2025. It is going to be an amazing event. And if you have not seen some of the people, here's one person. I see him here today, Mr. Donslow Brown. All right. And so we've been putting this out. Leaders Live Generously Summit mission is to inspire and empower visionary leaders, entrepreneurs, and professionals to break through limiting beliefs and transform past challenges into stepping stones for building thriving businesses. And we just thank all of the speakers who are coming. Mr. Donslow, Dr. Donslow is going to be talking about the discerning leadership. All right. So I just wanted to show you some of the graphics that are being put out there and marketing for the different speakers. It is our way of giving back. We call this Speak to Serve. And I'm so godly proud. Last week was some training. We had great training from Dr. Shay Brown, was teaching us about sales and getting our funnel together, and as well bringing in the clients. And as well, if you wanted some of that, he told you you can get it as well. And many of you should got the replays so that you can watch the training at your leisure as being a part of the Leaders Live Generously Summit. It's our way of adding value to who you are and what you have done. All right. And so tonight we have some more training for you to what we call sharpening the axe. All right. We want you to sharpen the axe on tonight. Okay. And so many of you, we got, Prophet Kendra is going to be helping me out on tonight. So we thank you, Miss Kendra. We also have tonight, Lindsay Robinson is in the room. Thank you so much. Glennis Shannon is in the room. That's my wife of 28 years. So we thank God for her support. We have, we just showed you Donslow Brown. So there he is, live and in color. All right. Then we have Dr. Sakina Griggs. Thank you. We've got DJ Innovate, Joshua Edwards, Kayla Shannon, Melinda McLean. All right. We've got Shavana Iran, she's on her way to London, y'all. Amen. So me and her will be in London on Wednesday. Okay, down there speaking and doing what we do. All right, Shea, how you doing, Shea? You're here tonight. Thank you so much. Of course, Monique, Lisa, the filmmaker, is here tonight. We've got Prophet AJ, my son. He sings. That was one of his songs we were playing earlier. All right, and you can look his music up on, what is that? Priceless, I think. Priceless. Go look him up. He's good. Then there's Darius Lester is in the room tonight. Corey Taylor is in the room tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you that are going to be watching this on the replay, and those of you that are going to be speaking, I want to encourage you again to upload your message lesson on tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, January the 20th. A whole lot is happening on January the 20th. You're uploading your message. There's a new president being elected. There's Martin Luther King birthday. There's my son's birthday. So it's a whole lot happening on January the 20th. It must be going to be a great day, because while all that going on, we got speakers uploading their messages in order to be an impact for someone else. All right, so we thank you. Also, if you have not shared your social media so people can contact you, connect with you, and we all can connect with each other, I want to ask you to do that. All right, again, as you are greeting everyone, making sure that people can connect with you and follow you on all social media platforms. Okay, and so we want to thank you for that. We know that time is moving and busy, and so we're going to move right along. We're going to now ask Kendra if she would put up, let's meet Anthony D. Shannon. All right. Who am I? For some of you who know me, some of you who don't, we want to get ready to start, but we want to let you know who I am. Oh, that's right. I got to give her, I got to make her a, what do you call it? A co-host, or give her permission. How do you do that? Let me see. Give me a second. I want to make sure we can, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Praise the Lord. Look at that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So here it is. Dr. Anthony D. Shannon is the senior pastor of the Victory Church International, Westland, and a renowned motivational speaker, corporate executive, and author with over 25 years of experience in the corporate world. Dr. Shannon has held prominent leadership roles, including vice president, even president positions, matter of fact, at ADP, Ceridian, Marriott, and Paychex, where I managed training departments and developed thousands of employees, right? Dr. Shannon is also the president of the Leaders Live Generously Academy, where we devote to training leaders and lifting them up through strategic coaching and mentorship, helping them realize their full potential. As the host of Leading from the Future, I interview thought leaders and influencers, offering valuable insights into leadership, vision, and growth. Additionally, Dr. Shannon is passionate about developing kingdom prophets. We have a Kingdom Prophets USA, where we train prophets and then, of course, connect them internationally, guiding individuals to understand and walk in their prophetic calling. As an author, I've written several influential books, including Live Generously, which focuses on living with purpose and generosity in leadership. His work has been featured in stories of the world's greatest speakers, The Heart of a Black Man, Unshakable, Unleash Your Undeniable Impact, and Radiant Achievers. All right. His latest book, Sacred Success, continues to inspire individuals to lead with integrity, spiritual wisdom, and success in all areas. Beyond speaking and writing, Dr. Shannon is the founder of a nonprofit organization that has formed or provided vital food assistance to the local community for over 5 years. He is also dedicated to mentoring pastors, leaders, empowering them to thrive both personally and professionally. Dr. Shannon is a loving husband of over 25 years to his wife, and together they have one daughter, 2 sons, and a daughter in love, all of whom serve in ministry and business. His family is a cornerstone of his ministry, and they work alongside him, fulfilling their shared calling through diverse roles. These are the books, all right? And our Sacred Success book launches in February. So I'm excited about that work. And then the one coming right after that is called The Process of Change is Now. With all of the technology, AI, all of the different changes that's taking place, I wrote a book inspired to write called The Process of Change is Now. And so that's Anthony D. Shannon. All right, let's get into the training on today for you. I always attempt to add value to you. I always want to make sure that I give you some substantive stuff. And because we blend business and God together, we don't separate one or the other. We just blend them together. Even when I was in corporate, it was amazing. My wife can testify. I was in corporate America, and I always blended God. Matter of fact, my boss, who's passed away now, he used to give me the whole conference room. Amazing. Amen. I love it. All right. So here it is. We have, of course, the 3-day virtual coming up. All right. I'm going to be talking about empowering others to succeed, a personal journey in leadership. That's what I'll be talking about. All right. In the summit. All right. But today we're talking about equipping leaders, speakers, and business owners to lead, serve, and prosper. All right. In this session. All right. The session is allotted for an hour, always an hour and 30 minutes, but we're only going to go about an hour. All right. On that. Today we're talking about leading with vision, integrity, and generosity. You know, what happened was I was in industry for years, over 30 years. And when I became like management, I noticed that in management, the levels were very cutthroat. They were not generous at all. They were always thinking about themselves. And many times, even when they got ready to be promoted, what happened was they didn't have anybody. So many times people had to go outside to fulfill the spot. And the late Dr. Miles Monroe, right, who mentored me, and he used to always talk about, as a leader, your job is to always have a successor, that there is no success without a successor. So he said, as a leader, you should always be looking for that person to talk yourself out of a job. And so that's when I began to develop this. And next thing you know, it turned into leading or live generously by helping the next person, training the next group of people so that you're ready to go. And that's when I started training leaders some years ago. So, leadership in today's world. Leadership is not about managing tasks, but inspiring and creating meaningful change, right? Here's what I want you to ask. What kind of legacy do you want to leave as a leader? Someone asked Mike Tyson, what's your take on legacy? He said, I don't believe in legacy. That's nothing. That's a bunch of crap. That's just words, people. But that's not true. Legacy is not about you saying, oh, okay, here's $1 million I'm gonna leave for you, right? Legacy is who you are as a leader, right? Who are you as a leader? And so we'll explore 3 pillars of leadership today: vision, integrity, and generosity. All right. Here's the key concept. Got this from the biblical, but there's also the sales. There's also others. They all use the same, that you got to have vision. And here's it is. Habakkuk 2:2 said, write the vision, make it plain. Vision then clarifies purpose and motivates others. Whatever your vision is, that's what'll keep you on track. We have a vision statement, a mission statement for our business, Anthony D. Shannon Consulting Group.com. We have a mission statement that says, okay, what is our why? What is our purpose as a speaker? All right, here's my why, here's my purpose, right? Here's my vision. Mine might be different than yours, yours might be different than mine, but all of ours are needed. So here's the definition. Vision is the ability to see beyond the present and then imagine a future destination or outcome. A leader with vision inspires and directs others toward a shared goal, providing clarity and purpose, right? Vision is not just about setting goals, it's about aligning action with a bigger picture that resonates with people's heart and aspirations. So many of you, you got different jobs, you've been called to different things, right? You got different businesses. And depending on what your business is, depending on what you do, right, you're going to do what? Help somebody get a bigger picture, right? We know Monique Lisa's here today, and one of the things she does is help people write books, right, or get their dream out. So if you got a dream and you talk to her, guess what? She's going to put some fire under you and help you to see the bigger picture that resonates with people's heart and aspirations, but they never thought about a book or they didn't know how to do. Well, guess what? She helps them get the book out. Now you can take an idea and make it into manifestation, right? That right there is called vision. Once you know what you've called to do and you articulate it, then you can begin to help others, all right? Leading with vision, okay? We just said it, write the vision. So vision then provides a roadmap for others to follow with confidence and focus. People say, hey, what you doing? You tell them, hey, I want to help you. Hey, I want to come alongside and walk with you, push with you. So that's how we got many of the people today that's going to be speakers, because we said, hey, Leaders Live Generously Summit, love for you to partner with us, love for you to be a part. And guess what? We have 62 speakers with singers, all right, included in there. And that's amazing to me. Why? Because of the vision that we begin to articulate. All right. So here's some examples. We've got both some biblical examples and some natural examples. In the biblical, we have Nehemiah envisioned rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem. His clear vision rallied the people even amidst opposition, right, to complete the monumental task. It was so monumental that didn't nobody believe he could do it. Secondly, they talked about it. So here's what I want to say about your vision. Your vision has to be so crystal clear that even if nobody follows you, you still believe in the vision. You're still going to move forward. So that means you as a speaker, if you're going to be speaking as a profession and you say, hey, I envision myself, then you've got to believe in that. Even if people say you can't speak, I don't know what you can do. Well, you can do it if you have a vision to do it. So what's the key takeaway? Nehemiah's vision united the people and gave them purpose, because when you believe in your vision strong enough, it will then unite people and also give them purpose. I'll give you an example. Tyler Perry said that, he went through all that he went through in order to start doing plays. When he would start doing the plays through what they called the the church, they thought there's no money in that. Nobody's going to come to plays. Nobody's going to deal with that. But he kept doing it anyway. Now today, Tyler Perry has his own studio. He has his own platforms to where his sets, right, that he named after some famous actors and whatnot. They say that his studio lot is just as big, if not bigger and better than MGM, who's been around for years. Okay. Even when people said he couldn't do it. Then you have the modern business example, Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX. Musk's vision for sustainable energy and space exploration has transformed industries. Now, what's amazing is that President Barack Obama told the big three that you guys had to go back to the drawing board and you've got to do something. So guess what? They came out with the hybrid. They came out with all of these new situations, right? Now, what they didn't do is they didn't come up with a full electronic vehicle, but they came up with the hybrid. I mean, it was just like that, very quick, right? Changed the game. However, since that happened with the flex fuel, the hybrid, right? Elon Musk said, well, let's just take a computer and put it on wheels, and came up with Tesla, a complete electronic vehicle. Now, all the big three, including Honda, has an electric vehicle. So his ability to articulate the vision inspired employees, investors, and customers to believe in seemingly impossible goals. So that's why you got to believe in the vision wholeheartedly, even amongst adversity or people not even believing. All right. Now, here's another practical leadership example. A pastor creating a vision to expand the community outreach programs. By clearly communicating the vision, mobilizes the congregation to fund or volunteer and participate in these efforts. So he said, write the vision, right? Define in an actionable step. You know, we do a feeding program. When we first started that feeding program, I did it in Detroit, and had no idea what it would do. I didn't know how. We just kept putting the flyers out and putting the flyers out. And the day we were doing it twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like, oh, it's no big deal. Anybody, a few people going to come. And to our surprise, the people came from everywhere. It was like people wrapped around the block to get food. It amazed me. Okay, we were doing 800 to 1,100 families a week. And I was doing this twice a week. It was overwhelming, right? Somebody had to pay for it. Oh, it was amazing to me. All from just writing a vision and making it plain with actionable steps. Okay? Integrity, this is very key. Integrity. In your business and vision, you're going to need integrity, right? That's the second step. It's very important that you have integrity. When I started our clothing line, when I started our clothing line and started doing clothes, especially when we do it for other people, one of the things that I found to be important is called integrity, because integrity builds trust and credibility, right? The integrity of the upright, the scripture says, shall guide them. In other words, here's what I found out. There was two things I said I was not going to do. One, I was not going to argue, fuss, and go crazy over money. I made that up front. I'm not doing it. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make money and I'm going to give them an excellent product, but I'm not going to argue over the money. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. When I first started helping people do clothes and other things like that, I would tell people, okay, what do you want? They would tell me, I would design them. I would take it to them. They would say, oh, I like that. Go print them, right? Whether it was t-shirts, so I go print them for people. And then I'll bring them back a sample. They say, yeah, that's it. And then I would do the whole thing. And sometimes when I did the whole thing, like give them 700 shirts or 200 shirts, right? After they said they wanted it, they would say, oh, I changed my mind. Can you redo it? Well, I just printed up 200 shirts or 700 shirts. No, I don't want to do that. Well, then they don't want to pay. Now I'm mad, I'm upset. You understand? This is when I came up with that idea. I'm not going to argue over that. So then I got smarter. Okay, here's what we're going to do. All right, I'll do it for you, but you're going to have to pay half down. Then when I bring all of the stuff that you like, on the final thing that you approve, you're going to have to sign on it because this is what you want, right? And once I place it and getting ready to come, now, all right, you have to, I have your name, you've given me half down, and upon delivery, you have to pay me, right? That's how we came up with all of that, so that we can have integrity, right? Integrity means adhering to moral and ethical principles, even when it's inconvenient or difficult. A leader with integrity demonstrates honesty, consistency, and fairness, earning trust and respect from those they lead. I believe that any of us who is going to be a leader, who's going to have a business, who is going to be a speaker, right? And it's your business, that you got to have integrity, right? You got to make sure you have that up front, period. I don't care what other people are doing. You have to have it, right? Because the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness or transgressors shall destroy them. Integrity then serves as a leader's compass, ensuring they lead with righteousness and in truth. I can't tell you how many people, for example, we hired to do a remodel for us. 3 different people, right? 3 of them or 2 of them, maybe it was 3 of them that was African American, because we always want to give them first, right? Want to go to you first. That's us. We always believe that. And, to our surprise, they took advantage. They stole from us. They lied. They didn't do what they said, walked off. But you know what? I already made up my mind. I'm not arguing over that. I ain't chasing nobody down. I ain't taking them to court, right? I'm giving this to God and move on. I can't tell you how many times that has happened to us, but guess what? We got faith. We continue to believe that there's some people out there that's going to do right, and that's African American or others, all right? But we believed, and finally, we found the people that we needed to get the remodel done. And guess what? We're done. We're almost finished on the outside, okay? So Daniel maintained his integrity even under pressure in Babylon, refusing to compromise his faith, right? He faced the lion's den, and God honored his integrity with protection and with promotion. So here's the deal. Integrity positions you for favor, and favor positions you for promotion. Now, here's what we say. Somebody put this in the chat. Favor is where God will raise up somebody somewhere to use their gifts, talents, abilities, resources, and influence with power just to help you, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, Oprah Winfrey moved from where she was to Chicago. She took a $10,000 pay cut. When she gets to Chicago, she's on what it was then called the Chicago Morning Show. They didn't really have a name for it, but it was her debut. The day she debuted from moving where she was into Chicago, right? There is Quincy Jones in a hotel. He's in a hotel, happens to turn on the TV. He's flipping through and catches Oprah Winfrey on her debut. When he sees her on his debut, he calls Steven Spielberg and says, I think we just found the person that's going to come and play the role beside Daddy Glover. Now, he don't know Oprah. Oprah don't know them, but favor is already knocking on her door. And guess what? When they called her, she accepted, goes and do right the tryout, and of course she gets it right. It's so much fun. This is so funny to me because when Oprah Winfrey gets picked for the role and the movie comes out, The Color Purple, her name isn't even on the marquee. Guess whose name was on the marquee? Whoopi Goldberg, face is on there, everything. But years later, Oprah becomes the person who now buys the right to The Color Purple. And Steven Spielberg comes and put her name on the marquee. If that ain't favor, I don't know what is. That's what integrity will do for you, and that's what favor will do for you. So modern business example, Howard Schultz from Starbucks. Schultz prioritize ethical sourcing of coffee and employee benefits. Even when people were saying, don't do that, you're going to lose. The same way today, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A said, we ain't working on Sunday. We know we're in the restaurant business. And they said, well, that's one of your busiest days. They said, nope, we're not compromising. And guess what? Chick-fil-A is number 2. Chick-fil-A is number 2, people. All right. So Schultz says, even during economic challenges, his integrity solidifies Starbucks as a brand that values people over profits. And let me tell you something, they still got people coming into Starbucks still today. Okay. So think about that. All right. Now, you got practical leadership examples. A CEO who calls to recall a defective product at a great cost to the company. He has to prioritize customer safety over short-term profits. This decision builds trust with consumers and employees alike. So here's the activity. I want you to reflect on recent decisions that you've made in your business. Did they align with your values? Because sometimes we'll say yes, but yet our heart and other things inside say you should be saying no. But every time you say yes against your values, you're losing power. You don't need to lose power for money, right? One of the things I've learned from John Maxwell is not only integrity. John Maxwell had took an offer from Coca-Cola to come and present the 21 attributes of leadership. I think it's called the 21 laws of leadership. He took a gig, right? And he took another gig in the same week. Well, then Pepsi heard about it. So Pepsi calls John and says, hey, we wanted you to come teach our people, we got 1,000 people coming, blah, 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 blah. He said, no, I can't come. I've already, booked with Coke, which they knew about. So guess what they said? We'll pay you double of what they offer you. He said, no. They said, okay, we'll triple it. He said, no. They said, listen, this is our final offer. We will quadruple the amount of money, like $2 million just to come in for 2 hours. And John said, no, because he said, my integrity is on the line here. And he told them no, turned them down so that he could keep his commitment, right, to Coke. And let me tell you something, when Coke found that out, that just blew him up. It blew him up all across, even with Pepsi, because they knew he was a man of integrity. All right. So that's what I'm saying to you as you're dealing with leadership in these three areas. And this third area is generosity. Generosity is so big for me because I believe that who's ever great amongst you, not only once they serve, and serving is about giving, right? If I give of my time, give of my substance, give you my expertise, right? I'm giving. That's generosity. There are many people, especially in leaders, especially that is above us, that never give back, never share what they know, never give you their secret sauce or nothing, right? That's why I love Dr. George says not only do you have to learn and earn, but you got to come and return. You got to give back. Come on, somebody. All right. So generosity fosters loyalty and it fosters collaboration. Give, comma, and it shall be given unto you. I believe that's a principle that when you give, it's already coming back to you. You're setting yourself up for what we call circulation, right? I never say spend because spend, if you take the sp, that means in. Spend means in. No, but circulate means what I'm putting out is coming back. All right. So you want generosity because you want it to come back. Here's the definition. Generosity in leadership is the willingness to give time, to give resources, mentorship, and encouragement to empower others. Generous leaders prioritize the growth and well-being of their teams, creating culture of trust and collaboration. I love the fact that Deion Sanders, who went down to Colorado Buffaloes, and the first year he was down there, guess what? They won 4 and lost. And one of the things he said is that the team never gave generosity to each other. They didn't really know each other, right? So what did he do? He started taking them out fishing and different things so that they can learn each other, be willingness to give their time, resources to empower each other. And guess what? This year, it showed up. It showed up every time. You got it? So generosity in leadership is your willingness to give your time and your resources. Okay. So I hope you put that in the chat, right? Because give and it shall be given to you is a principle. Good measure, pressed down. So whatever you give, here's what I want you to put it. It's coming back to me 7 times. It's going to come back 7-fold. So if I want goodness to come back, I got to put out goodness. It's going to come back to me. If I'm helping, the more people I help, guess what? It's going to come back to me. If I'm mean, evil, if I'm stingy, all that's going to come back to me 7 times. Just consider Scrooge. They show that every year. It's popular, right? Stingy, tight, right? And they start showing him his life. He came back different man. He started giving, being generous, all right? So generosity multiplies what we consider blessings, right? Both for the giver and for those they serve. Very, very important. So I'm encouraging you to be generous. I'm encouraging you to be a generous leader. I'm encouraging you to want to help more people, want to serve more people. The more people you serve, the more you're going to earn. I promise you that. Because when you give people back their lives, people will give you their life. That's how it works. Generosity often creates opportunities for miracles and inspire others to give. They got this thing called pay it forward. I help you. All I want in return is for you to help someone else. You know, we had these little cards. We did this one time. We had these little cards about generosity. And so we would pass these cards out. And what we tell people to go do something good, right? And so you go to Starbucks and I tell people, hey, I'm paying for the next 2 cars behind me. All right. How much is an average cup of coffee? What's the highest? They said, okay, here you go right here. Take it out of this. I want to pay for the next 2 cars. Okay. I did that. I don't know how many times, and I give them the card. I say, just give them this card. The card just told them, you know, who I was, what I wanted to do. And we was about generosity, right? And pay it forward. That's all I said. I don't want nothing to just pay it forward. And I'll never forget, I don't know how many I've done, but I can tell you, I went to Starbucks when I went, right after that, maybe about 2 months later. And guess what? It came back to me. The lady said, "You don't have to pay." I said, "How come?" "The person in front of you paid it." I said, "What?" Okay. It happened to me countless times, right? So I'm constantly looking for ways and opportunities to be generous, to be kind, or in the words of Monique Lisa, give people some coffee. Okay. So there it is. All right. Generosity often creates opportunities for miracles and inspire others to give. All right. So in modern business, I don't know if you know this, Chick-fil-A, Miss True Kathy. Kathy implemented scholarships for employees and gave back to local communities all the time. Matter of fact, they came up with a system because people were complaining that the lines were too long. So Chick-fil-A came up with a system to make sure that the customers don't have to wait in line a long time. Even though you see a lot of cars, they got a system that's going to move you through, push you through that you don't have to wait. My question is, why doesn't McDonald's come up with that? Why didn't Burger King come up or Taco Bell? Why haven't they followed suit? I have no idea. But they did because her mindset, we've got to give back to the community, right? His servant leadership and generosity established Chick-fil-A as a trusted, values-driven brand. Now, listen, I tasted Chick-fil-A chicken. That ain't the best chicken, not to me. But yet people are in there. I know it ain't for the chicken. I know it's not. I think it's for the service. I think it's because of the value. And I think it's because they can trust that people, they know that this company is doing it because they love people. That's what I think it is. Okay. You can think differently, but I'll ask you in a minute. All right. So practical leadership examples. A manager mentoring a struggling employee, investing time and resources to help them succeed. This is what I've learned, and I even brought it into ministry. Okay. I brought it into ministry. All right. I took business, all of my business principles, I bring it into ministry. One of the things I do, and that is this: if a person is having challenges, issues, we found that we call this thing a restoration, right? Here's a restoration for you. You can redeem yourself, right? Even when I worked in the management, I did the same thing. Employee kept messing up, whatever, for whatever reason, right? Write them up. You got to give them the verbal, write them up again. The third one's supposed to fire them, right? Now, if it was really, really extremely bad, what I did is, and I had to really let them go after they couldn't do the let's say the restoration. Then I had to let them go. So I would bring them in, talk to them, and say, we've tried everything. This is just not for you. It's not working. But it's not because we didn't care. It's not because we didn't try. It's just because I don't think this is for you. But here's what I think is for you. Now here's 5 different people I want you to call, and you can one of these you're going to get a job, so you're not going to be out. Got it? That's what I did. Okay. So that's what I mean by managers mentoring a struggling employee, investing time and resources to help them succeed. This generosity not only improves the employee's performance, but fosters loyalty and morale across the team. Right? So here's the activity I want you to think about, even maybe doing this week. Identify one way that you could be more generous with your resources or time. Are you listening to me? Because the more that we can get leaders with this mindset moving in churches, in business, in corporations, even as teachers, listen to me, the more people are going to be helped. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Okay. So this is why we're saying let's debunk the old system. I'm not saying the old system is not valuable. I'm not saying the old system, the people were not correct. All right. I'm saying they're incomplete. Okay. John Maxwell said leadership develops daily, not in a day. Dr. Miles Monroe said the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose. Right? Samuel Chad said leaders should be thermostats, not thermometers. Wow. Come on now. Do you line up with some of these principles? If not, you can add them to you as a leader, to your business, right? So that you can begin a new way of interaction. You know that even in scripture, they show us that the good, not the Good Samaritan, but the I can't think of his name now. Anyway, he came on behalf of the centurion man. He came on behalf of his employee. Now, what manager is coming on behalf of his employee, trying to help them, trying to get them? Most of them in corporation. You late again? Oh, I don't care if your daughter's sick. No. He came on behalf of his own employee, seeking help for his employee. Look at that, right? He said, "I'm a man in authority, but I'm also a man on authority." Got it? So I hope that this is helping you. Hope this is adding value to you. All right. So here's the deal. Vision inspires. Say that again. Somebody need to write that in the chat. Can y'all put that in the, I think this is good. Put that in the chat for me. Vision inspires, right? What does it inspire? Your ability to see the future and communicate it. And it then what? Mobilize others, right? You've got to be able to see, because not only does vision cause you to see, vision inspires others, right? Because they see you doing it, they want to do it, right? I can't tell you how many leaders we have helped, how many people we raised up to become leaders who didn't even know they could be leaders, right? We trained a group called Mod Squad, right? And these Mod Squad men of destiny that they say, oh, these men never do nothing. Oh, they'll never do nothing. But guess what? Vision inspired them to be leaders, right? Because somebody said, let's create this vision. All right. So having vision will help you stay mobile. Got it? Number two, integrity builds trust. Your actions must align with your words to earn respect and loyalty. All right. I'm going to say that again. Your actions must align with your words to earn respect and loyalty. This is a true statement I'm about to make here. And that is this. Many of you heard of the LA Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. Jerry Buss was the owner, right? His family runs it now. His daughter has taken over. But Jerry Buss was all into owning these sports teams. He owned several, matter of fact, several sports teams, whether you know or not, soccer team, right? He got into baseball. He was into basketball. Well, he had an opportunity this is straight up, he had an opportunity to buy an NFL, right? The NFL, they had made the deal. All of this stuff was going down. He was going to go sign. And he had did some stuff over at the Lakers, right? 2 years prior that messed up his integrity. Okay. He loved the party. He loved women. And this one thing he did 2 years later, when he really wanted the NFL team and he almost was ready to sign, they refused to give it to him. And it was all because of the integrity that he lost 2 years prior. That's the truth. All right. So integrity builds trust. Your actions must align with your words to earn respect and loyalty. That's for real. You know, a lot of people in leadership that I've learned, I've worked with a lot of leaders, right? I mean, tons of them. I feel real blessed, right? That I have worked with some of these major leaders, not only in church, but in business, right? And entertainers. No question about it. Met so many of them. I'm telling you, right? But what I've learned is that there are a lot of people that get arrogant. They get what I call eruditus, which means they think they're better than you because maybe they got a million you don't. Maybe they got a position you don't. Maybe they know some people you don't. And I've learned over the years that the people with serious money, right? Serious businesses, they're humble. They don't act like that, right? They always say, we're not better off. I mean, we're not better than anybody. We're just better off, because if you know something they don't know, that makes you better off than them, right? It gives you favor that they don't have, but it doesn't make you better than them. And that's why you need to have that integrity to build trust. Then, number three, generosity multiplies your impact. When you pour into others, you create a culture of growth, collaboration, and abundance. I'll never forget this. I started doing, some businesses, and then I started doing the prophetic, right? I had a gift. I didn't want to sit on it. So I just started using it. And every Friday, I used to do this thing called prophetic night. And so we do this on every Friday. So one day, this guy came in He worked for Chrysler, I believe, or or was trying to get to Chrysler, something like that. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, God gave me a prophetic word. I prophesied to him, and that he was going to get promoted. He was going to, all this stuff was going to happen, right? Okay. 2 years later, I'm still doing it. I was doing it on a Friday night, just helping people, using my gift, right? The guy comes back, young looking guy, handsome dude, tall, you understand? And he comes up. He said, "Hey, I want to talk." I said, "Okay, what you want to say?" He said, "I just want to come and give you a check of $2,000. I said, "What's this for?" He said, "Do you remember you told me all these things were going to happen to me?" He said, "Well, this happened. I'm overseas. I'm this. I'm that." And I said, "What?" I couldn't believe it. Do you understand? When you pour into others, you create a culture of growth, collaboration, and abundance. I promise you that, right? Because if you serve to help people with vision, integrity, and generosity, you ain't gonna never have to worry about no money. I promise you that. Okay. All right. Here we go. The key takeaways for you. Where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. Some people are saying vision inspires. That's good, Dr. Shannon. Having vision, Monique says, assures you will keep moving towards it. Forward motion with a plan. Either you are planning to be successful or you're planning to fail. All right. Integrity builds trust, they're saying. Generosity multiplies your impact. That's awesome. And pour into others. All right. So let's pause here for a minute and let's get some feedback from many of you, if you don't mind. All right. If you could raise your hand or chat, put it in the chat. All right. Tell me what speaking to you, all right, on this today, what has it added any value? Has it resonated with you? Was there any thing you took away from this? If you would just raise your hand so I'll know who you are so that you can speak, amen, to the group and let them know. Or if you want to put it in the chat, you can do that as well. I just want to get some feedback to make sure I didn't lose nobody. I wasn't out there by myself. All right. I hope it didn't bore you. That's for sure. And if you would do that, that would be a that would encourage me. All right. Can you do that for me today? As I always tell people when I go around and teach or speak, if you're not so mean, especially if I'm the MC, can you high five somebody if you ain't too mean? All right. Because so many people be looking at, they don't want to look at you. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be walking in love. So if you ain't too mean, all right, can you please say some words? That'll be a blessing to me. All right. All right, we got Dr. Lisa Yvette Jones. Welcome, woman. Thank you on this house today. Queen, thank you, woman of God. Thank you, leader, speaker. All right. Come on, the mic is yours.
Amen. Thank you so much. What an awesome, awesome way to, in my services here at church and go out and do some things in the community and then come back over here and then hear this wonderful message. And it is truly one. One of the things that really resonates with me too is the whole giving. It doesn't take much to give. It really doesn't. And really, that whole thing of even just, if you see someone, one of the things I ask every day is, Lord, show me how to partner with you today. We never know how that's going to look. Okay. And I prayed that the other day, and I had all these cases of water, here. But then when Pasadena gave us a clear, the water now you can go back to drinking and you can go back to using your water because I'm in Pasadena. So we had a no drink, no boil, because of the fire. And when they did, so then I said, well, you know what, Lord, show me the church to take it to. Went over, dropped off all the other water because I said, I don't need all the ones that are in my car still. I kept the ones here. Took him over there. The man invited me back, to service today. And I went. And let me tell you, it was just such a blessing. It was such a blessing too, because I could have kept that water. And then I said, no, Lord, I have to show me how to partner with you to give to others who are in need. Then the Lord told me, yep, now go out and buy some gift cards today, and everything for people. But what I wanted to say too, when it comes to my team, that is the one thing that they said that is really, I said, why do you do what you do so well, for this section? And to really make sure that we shine. So I had all my leaders sitting around. They said, because you care, okay, and you are a woman of integrity. You give your word, and when it doesn't work out the way that you said, you bring us all back together and say, you know what, we're going to have to and we're going to have to do this again. And to my surprise, these leaders had never experienced that. So we never know. Just because people have been in leadership for 15, 20 years, I had the Lord sent me all the way out here to California. He said, because they need you. And it's because they have never been shown what true integrity looks like and to be able to put their trust in someone who's leading them. John Maxwell says, and as John Maxwell of coaches, certified coaches, John Maxwell says a leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And that's what they needed. I couldn't understand why he was sending me all the way to California when I asked for a remote position, but I knew enough to be obedient and get to the land. And once I got here, I got my instructions, and that's what he wanted. So thank you so much for teaching on integrity. It is powerful. I yield the mic.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. First of all, it takes a lot for people to step out to do whatever they feel led to do. I think it was the Dr. Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe said that the richest place on the earth is the graveyard because people never fulfilled their purpose. They never died empty, right? They kept all of it. And that's why I want you to open up, because this is a recording and other people are going to be hearing it, replaying it. And I just want them to know that at least somebody else was saying some things. Amen. They got something. Anthony and Shannon just didn't bore them. All right. I know that Delano says, what was the line on being a thermostat, not a thermos? That was the quote of quotes. That was great. All right. So I see Kendra put it in there. Samuel Chad, leaders should be thermostats, not thermometers. All right. Prophet Kayla says, vision inspires. When you have a vision, it guides people, but also motivates them to get on board with you. This is very important for teamwork as it relates to unity, right? Then Monique comes back and says, integrity builds trust, favor, vision, generosity are all signs of being a true leader. Lots of notes because you can never overhear to apply this every day. Thank you, Prophet Shannon. All right, let's hear from you, Eric. Can you speak now? Eric Harrison. All right, I see. Glennis Shannon, you got your, oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. I didn't know if okay, there you go. Oh, we can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
I had to turn on the mic because I wasn't expecting to say nothing, but since you called me out, I had to say something.
Yes, sir.
One of the major things that I got from what you just said, and by the way, great teaching, very informative, confirming, and revelatory as well. Gave me some great revelatory knowledge too. But the one thing that I gathered from what you said was this, and it's something that's been resonating with me. A lot of the things that you said you did in building your ministry, going into business and everything else, you didn't have a solid plan. All you had was a vision. And you just stepped out and started doing it. The plan started to form as you began to do it.
That's good.
And there's so many people that get so caught up into having the beginning to the end. But a lot of time God shows us the end before the beginning. And the only way that you can get to the end is start taking steps. Steps sometimes that you can't even see where you're going. So with all the things that you gathered, and this is what's so powerful, everything that you just told us tonight, all those lessons you learned, they didn't come by planning, they came by doing. They didn't come by planning, they came by doing. And I'm gonna shut up because that's what we're gonna be talking about coming up here in February. So thanks for giving me a chance to speak.
Fire, 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 fire. Amen. That's why you got to share. You understand? It helps people for sure. Thank you so much, Eric Harrison. Thank you so much for that. All right. Glennis Shannon, you're up. Donslow, we're coming to you. We're coming to you, Donslow. Glennis.
All right. Yes. Excellent teaching. I enjoyed it. You have to have vision. You have to have integrity, and you have to have generosity. And these are three key things that I got from what you taught today. Dr. Shannon. And, that in a nutshell, what you're really telling us, you have to have a vision as a leader. Because if you don't have a vision, you're whatever you're doing is going to die. And then, according to the word of God, without a vision, the people perish. Um, you're in the dark. And then also that leadership is not about just telling people what to do, because I think people think that leading people means I'm telling you what to do and telling you where to go. So you're just bossing them around. The leadership is about showing people what to do and helping them get there. And that's what leadership is all about. So thank you for the teaching. I enjoyed it.
All right. All righty, all righty, all righty. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for those kind words. All right, Lindsay Robinson, you're up.
Yes, and yes, that was really, really, really good teaching. Thank you so much, Pastor Prophet. When you were talking about integrity as a leader, it does build trust, but you have to be a person that when you say something, you're going to do something, because that builds trust with people. Have to know that you are going to keep your word. I'm in agreement with you. I finally did go to Chick-fil-A. I was late and I in the game tasting it. And when I tasted it, I was like, okay, but that line does get through. So you know that people are there for a reason, because they trust in the company. They trust they're not going to be there all day. They trust the food is going to taste the way that it says it's always going to taste. And when you go in, they trust people are going to be nice to them, because they are looking for consistency in our world of just gotta have it microwave, this fast, quick. But even in the fast and quick, they're still nice about it. And people are looking for that when it comes to leaders, that you will be consistent, that you will be fair, and that you would do what you say. So thank you so much for reminding us and keeping us on that. I am complete.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you. Wonderful shares, by the way. And people that are going to be listening, they're going to hear this and they're going to get inspired and they're going to be encouraged. So thank you so much. All right, Dr. Downslow, it's yours, man.
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Can you all hear me? Wonderful, wonderful. I just want to quickly piggyback off of what Sister said earlier in regards to integrity. The other aspect of integrity tells a story of consistency. And when a product or something that's been created is, before it's put out, it's tested over and over again. And ultimately, whenever somebody partakes in whatever you produce, it has to have them that time, that testing, that trying, that period. And ultimately, us as individuals, us as leaders, us as speakers, ministers, whomever, if we don't go through those seasons, ultimately, what we're doing is just saying that we're ultimately what we're saying is, I can do X, Y, and Z, but I don't have anything to back up what I'm saying I can do. Or ultimately I can be that big tree, but deep down inside I have short roots and nothing's actually showing that I'm truly rooted in what I say I'm rooted in. So again, integrity, I know you spoke on a few things, but integrity ultimately, talks about that trying, that stuff that people don't see, the stuff behind the closed doors. Again, this was a great message, and thank you so much, Dr. Anthony.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And all right, Dr. Sakina, you're up. And I see you're the last one. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Sorry. Yes, Prophet. Dr. Awesome teaching tonight. And it's so important that in everything we do, your word is only good as it's kept. And when you talk about integrity, on your job, whether, in your daily lifestyle, if you do not walk in integrity and keep your word, no one's going to trust you. No one wants to do business with you. No one wants to even use any of your products, like the brother said about products. but you got to know that everything you do is going to represent what you're saying, because what you're saying, people are going to value that, and they're going to say, you know what, you can trust that person because they said it and they did it. It's action behind everything you say. So I'm complete. Thank you so much for the teaching tonight.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Delano, are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
All right. What you got to say, sir? This is Delano
I
A. Johnson. He did the website for us, everything.
so first of all, that quote, a leader is not just a thermostat, but a something that I was trying to remember what that was.
Well, leaders should be thermostats, not thermometers.
Ooh, I think so. I got to have a confession. When I first heard you, because we had a conversation about the brand, and you said, leaders living generously. And I got stuck on the word benevolence in giving of alms, what we would call charity. But I didn't equate it to what you actually spoke on today, which, yes, you're giving of time in mentoring as a leader. You're giving compassion as a leader when that person is not in the right job, and you had to tell them that, hey, this isn't the right job for you. But you went another step and you said, hey, maybe there's something else for you. Here's 5 people. So I think what you're doing here is you're challenging us to integrate kindness and sensitivity and empathy in leadership, because that's where people look to the leader for everything. And so while we can delegate offices, I think what you're saying here adds another level where most people clamor to get, and I just want to say congratulations to you, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. And people clamor for the 2 and 3 letters before or after their names. But the most important degree you could have is a degree of kindness and a degree of sensitivity. And I think it was Maya Angelou said, people don't really care about what you know, but they all they want to know is that you care. And so I think that this right here, whoever is on this call right now, if you work in government, because I'm telling you, the government, we really need this teaching right here in government. We wouldn't have half of the atrocities and the disparities and that we do have. But I got the vision, my brother. You made it plain. You didn't write it on the wall. You write it on the. You put it on the on the PowerPoint. So, but this was really good, man. I really appreciate it. I didn't have the opportunity to come in to catch the first part of it, but what I did catch in coming in was it's memorable. It's memorable. So thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm going on mute.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time that you've given us today. Thank you, those of you that are part of the Leaders Live Generously Summit. We're so thankful for every special teacher, speaker, VIP, as well as the singers that's coming. And so we just really thank you for being a part of that. Tomorrow, Monday, at 7, we're going to be talking about the power of your words, that how words change lives and words can also destroy lives. We're going to be talking about that. Then on Tuesday, we got a special guest. That's Sean Fair. He's going to take the Wednesday for me and do that. Tuesday, Sean Fair. Sean Fair is the founder of the Leadership Experience Tour, which we're partnering to bring speakers in on all the stages. And he's wonderful as well, teacher. So then next week on Monday, we have Dr. George Frazier. And on Tuesday, we have Delano A. Johnson. Y'all just heard him. You heard that voice from the Bahamas. All right. The boy got a voice. And I told him that's a shame God give you all that blessing, man. All right. But he got it. Amen. And he don't mind sharing it and giving it back. All right. He is married to the lovely, the queen, the one and only Monique Lisa. That's a power couple for real. Believe that. So he's going to be next Tuesday. All right. As part of the training that we said we were going to give you. And that's what we do. All right. So we appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you that are speakers, don't forget, upload your lesson tomorrow. If you need an extension, let me know. But we're looking for get all of them this week so that we will be able to be ready for the summit. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Mr. Donslow Brown, thank you. Glennis Shannon, thank you. Kendra Shannon, thank you. Dr. Lisa Yvette, thank you. And thank you for being a part of the summit. Lindsay Robinson, thank you. Eric Harrison, thank you, man, for being here. And thank you for being a part of the summit, as well as Donslow Brown. Dr. Sakina Griggs, thank you for being here. And thank you for being one of the speakers in the summit. Shavana, thank you for being here tonight. And thank you for being a part of the summit. Monique Lisa, the filmmaker, thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of the summit. She's going to be one of the speakers. All those people I named, that's part of it. They're speakers, all right? Thank you, Darius Lester, for being here. Melinda McLean, thank you. Prophetess Kayla, thank you for being here. Corey Taylor, Joshua Edwards, thank you for both for being here. And Delano A. Johnson, thank you so much, man. Appreciate all of you and all of your feedback. Keep praying for the summit, the success, and all of the sessions. You know, this is going to be in the vault of the Academy, and it's going to be awesome, man. We're going to be, oh man, people are going to be blessed. They're going to be encouraged. They're going to be strengthened, and they're going to get off the couch and go do businesses or go do what they need to do. Or they might even want to write a book. Right? They might even call Eric. They might call Yvette. They might call Donslow. They might need graphics and get Delano. But somebody is going to get off that couch and go do something. I promise you that. All right. So listen, on tomorrow, amen. Hope to see you. If not, you'll see it on the replay. We'll give it to you. All right. But also pray for the session on tomorrow. Thank you, those who are here today. And those that are watching on the replay, don't forget greatness on the inside of you, and go and pour out everything that you have so that you can die empty. All right. We'll see you at the top. God bless you. God keep you. That's our prayer. Peace.